Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about in today's video the Star Wars rumor of us getting it as a full-on season, which is pretty crazy to believe, but when you actually look at what we've been getting, it kind of does make sense that we're at least getting a collab of a Star Wars skin in the past. Is it going to be a full season? Who knows? But with the little bit of knowledge I've seen floating around, I do believe we're getting at least one skin in the past that is Star Wars. You know, we're going to go over if it is a full Star Wars though, because I have plenty of ideas of stuff they could add. It's going to be awesome. Where did this rumor come from, essentially? So there's this quest in Fortnite right now. Here's a tweet from Sheena that has a chest that looks awfully like an Imperial crate from previous Star Wars stuff we have gotten. That is a good sign right off the bat. Also, I dug a little bit deeper in to see when we last got a Star Wars skin in the past. So I pulled up, I got 3 hits, right? Because there's 3 Star Wars skins. In Chapter 2, Season 5, we got The Mandalorian, which was the first ever Star Wars skin in the game. This is when collabs were really fresh, so this was like super hype. Then we got Darth Vader in Chapter 3, Season 3. Then we got Ahsoka in Chapter 4, Season 4. So, that was the last one. That was in 2023. That's more than a year. That's an entire chapter. Chapter 5, we got no Star Wars skins. Now, that's probably because we got 2 gaming skins and an entire Marvel season. So that kind of took up most of the room around that. But now this is a good opportunity for them to wrap rack around and do a Star Wars skin. Now, in my mind, the Star Wars skin that would be added if they were to do just one character would be Andor, from the show Andor. And the reasons behind that is that show is going to line up perfectly with the new season, right? Because the new season is going to be early May, like very early May, and the Andor show is running for 4 weeks, starting April 22nd. It's a perfect timeline to advertise something for Disney revolving around a show. Also, I can say Andor is a fantastic show. Go watch season 1 if you haven't to prepare yourself for season 2. It's a good show. It's a show where it's supposed to line up the timeline going into Rogue One, which then Rogue One goes into episode 4 of Star Wars, and then that continues the trilogy, right? So it's like the filler gap. It's a pretty good show. May the 4th is going to be happening at the very beginning of the season. So we're going to be getting Star Wars skins in the shop regardless of it being a Star Wars thing in the Battle Pass. But having those 2 things kind of correlate at the exact same time is a pretty good sign we're at least getting one skin of Star Wars in the pass. Now, let's go into the scenario where we get a full-on Star Wars pass, and what do we think is going to be in there? So, going off of the last Marvel pass, right? We're going to use that as a reference here. 2 of those skins were Fortnite originals. So, the Pivarine and the Jonesy one. So, right off the bat, we're going to put 2 of the skins of the 8 into a category revolving around Epic going to do their own thing. Write in the comments what your thoughts on that are. I honestly couldn't imagine. We could get a Darth, never mind. I could imagine it. Darth Peely? That would go kind of hard. That's just my idea for one of those. Fill in the blanks for the other one. Honestly, I don't have a good idea for those. Now, when it comes to the other 6 characters, we cannot go off of characters we already have because they already exist. So I'm going to put up a picture of all of the Star Wars characters we currently have so you can determine, we don't need these ones because they're already there, right? So if you want Boba Fett, he's already there. You don't need another Boba Fett. Darth Vader, definitely not going in the past. There's already 2 of him. We're not going to touch him. Luke Skywalker, again, 2 of them already. So starting off, I would love them to add a clone commander. I think a lot of us who like Star Wars and play Fortnite have been waiting on a clone commander after we already got a ton of clones. Now, I do believe if they're going to do one, it's going to be based on the clones we already have. So you can have the clone troopers and then the commander. So we have the Airborne Division, we got the Coruscant Guard, Ahsoka Trooper, Wolfpack Trooper, 501st, and normal clone. I believe it would be between the 501st or the Airborne Legion, which would be Clone Commander Cody for Airborne, or Clone Captain Rex for the 501st. That would be pretty, that would make a lot of sense, right? We have one clone commander in the past. We're going to check that off. Also for the gunship, or for the glider, I would totally put the clone gunship in. That would look so sick, right? That would be a fantastic thing. I would love that. That would be awesome. Then, second, I saw a rumor, or this was a rumor a long time ago, about a year ago, that we were getting a battle droid into Star Wars. Now, this could just be for like May the 4th, they give us a battle droid, because I think it would be cool, right? Because then you can play battle droids versus clone troopers. It would make sense.
For the Republic! For the Twi'leks!
And there's plenty of stuff to do with that. Also, we could do a possible Grievous.
Come on.
If they don't do a battle droid, you know, and then have his fighter as the glider, that could be pretty cool. You could mess around with the Darth people, you know, Darth Sidious or Count Dooku or Asajj Ventress, one of those scary people for like a tier 100. Or we could go into the bounty hunter side of things and do like a Jango Fett, a Bosk, another droid, you know, Dengar could be one of those guys. We could do one of the Jabba Palace guards, one of those guys. I don't know, something to make it more cool. Did I say Jango Fett? Because that would include Jango Fett. That guy would be pretty awesome to have with the Mando and Boba Fett and then Jango Fett. That would be pretty awesome. And then like maybe put a droid in there like C-3PO, right? Just like a nice casual guy. And then we need some women of the Star Wars universe. Obviously, it can't just be just all men. So that's a hard one to pick out women, honestly. You could also do off the shows. There's plenty of shows that have come out. There's Acolyte. Don't do Acolyte though. Just don't add those skins. Bad Batch would be pretty cool to have maybe one of those guys in there. Or sold in the shop separately. Like if it's a Star Wars season, sell all 4 members or 5 members of the Bad Batch. That would be pretty sick. Right after that. Honestly, I'm blanking. So if you can find the rest of these characters, you do you. And I would love to hear them. And then maybe I could like take those comments and do another video describing the battle pass. So like everybody can have one thing in the battle pass. We can make it a community thing. So that would be pretty awesome. But that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. And hopefully you have an idea, because I'm kind of blanking here actually. So that's it from me. See ya.